So who else remembers when the child preacher Duffey Strode got exposed on the Oprah Winfrey Show for having absolutely no idea what he was actually talking about?
Therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation.
Duffey Strode rose to fame during the late 80s and early 90s due to his obnoxious and invasive on-the-spot sermons that he would scream at anyone and everyone unfortunate enough to cross his path. So Duffey Strode would preach pretty much anywhere he could. He did it outside of businesses, in front of people's homes, and of course, at his school.
You've come to go to school today. It's good to see you again.
Marriage is honorable and all, and will be undefiled by mothers and
Things got to the point that Duffey was barred from preaching on school grounds, so he would just continue to do his sermons just off of the school's property.
gay serpents.
Their brother Duffey preaches outside the school grounds since he's under suspension for this kind of behavior.
This led to Duffey's suspension from school, but when he came back, he went right back to it and he was inevitably expelled. Now, Duffey Strode's primary motivation for this behavior came directly from his father, who would actually get his younger siblings involved in the act as well.
Duffey's 5-year-old brother Matthew and 6-year-old sister Pepper also preach, but off the school grounds because the school suspended them for the same thing.
Duffey's family became such a nuisance for his hometown in Marion, North Carolina, that the citizens got together and signed a petition to kick the entire family out of the town. Eventually, Duffey's behavior made it to the local news, and from there, his story would spread throughout the country. Duffey Strode began doing interviews with larger and larger media publications and eventually ended up on the national talk show circuit. But everything came to a head during an appearance by Duffey Strode and his family on the Oprah Winfrey Show, when Duffey began doing his typical preaching routine, but then the studio audience asked him if he actually knew what he was talking about. And Duffey completely came to pieces when trying to explain what he was saying.
Therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation. Of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed.
People want to know what that means that you just said.
It means just what it says. No. Well,
I've never read the Bible, let's pretend, and I don't understand that type of language. Tell me how that applies in my own life.
Well, why I'm screaming is the Bible definition of preaching is Isaiah 58:1. It says, "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet."
Stay away from the Bible, Duffey.
You're to speak as the oracles of God. If you don't want to talk the way this Bible talks, you should keep your mouth shut.
What we're saying is, though, Duffey, do you understand what you just said? Could you put into your own words what you just said?
Yeah, I know what it means, but I just can't.
Please let him speak. Yes.
Means well, I know what it means, but it's just hard to understand. But you got to realize that the prophets were out there saying, "Thus saith the Lord," and they didn't even know who it was. They didn't understand what they were saying.